Imagine owning a house, a significant chunk of your wealth tied up in bricks and mortar. But here's the catch. You can't sell just a part of it to meet your immediate financial needs. The restriction on selling partial shares in a house has given rise to various challenges, especially for the middle class and lower income families. From educational funding for children to managing loan repayments, the lack of liquidity in property holdings can significantly impact a household's financial stability. This restriction on share-wise sales and property flexibility is a critical issue that needs immediate attention. Let's delve into the challenges that this restriction brings. First, we have educational funding for children. Parents strive to provide quality education to their children, but the inability to liquidate partial house shares limits their financial flexibility. Next, we see family disputes. The restriction often sparks disagreements over property division, leading to strained relationships. Then, there are senior citizens' hardships. Their inability to sell partial shares restricts their independence and limits their resources for daily living. The medical challenges are glaring. With escalating healthcare costs, the liquidity problem hinders access to necessary medical care. This is especially difficult for families with chronic illnesses or sudden health emergencies. Then, we have the financial support for higher education. The cost of quality higher education is skyrocketing. Parents, eager to see their children excel, are left scrambling to arrange funds with their property wealth locked away. Weddings are a significant cultural event. Raising funds for daughters' and sons' weddings becomes a Herculean task when the liquidity of a significant asset like a house is restricted. Managing loan repayments and debt is another big challenge. With the restriction, homeowners find it difficult to leverage their property to manage their financial obligations. Supporting children's business ventures is another area where this restriction hampers progress. Parents who wish to invest in their children's dreams often find their hands tied due to the inability to liquidate their property shares. Relocation plans can also hit a roadblock. Often, the inability to sell partial shares can hinder individuals and families planning to relocate for better opportunities. Finally, sending funds abroad for children's education becomes an uphill battle. The restriction on selling partial shares blocks a significant source of funds, making it challenging to support children's overseas education. Each of these challenges is a direct consequence of the restriction on selling partial shares in a house. The impact of this restriction is far-reaching and profound. The immense liquidity problem stemming from the restriction on selling partial shares in a house has painted a grim picture for the residents of Chandigarh. This is not a trivial issue that only affects a handful of individuals. No, it's an overwhelming concern that has left its mark on the entire city's populace, impacting their everyday lives and future prospects. Imagine the anxious parents, unable to finance their children's education, the dreams of a brighter future for their offspring fading into the distance. Picture the senior citizens, their golden years marred by financial hardships, unable to enjoy the fruits of their lifelong labor. Envision the families torn apart by disputes over property shares, their unity shattered by an inflexible system. These are not mere hypothetical scenarios, but the harsh realities faced by our fellow citizens. Even more disconcerting is the administration's apparent indifference to these issues. While the city grapples with this liquidity problem, those in positions of power seem to turn a blind eye, exposing them to unprecedented criticism. It's as if the pleas of the citizens are falling on deaf ears, their concerns ignored, their grievances unaddressed. This lack of accountability is not just disappointing, it's alarming. It's a blatant mishandling of administrative positions, a disregard for the welfare of the city's residents. It's a clear case of authority without responsibility, power without accountability, governance without empathy. And yet, in the midst of this crisis, the city's populace stands strong, their spirit unbroken. They voice their concerns, share their stories, and demand change. They refuse to be silenced, their collective voice echoing through the city, a testament to their resilience and determination. This isn't just about property constraints or financial hardships. It's about a city's struggle for justice, for fair treatment, for a better future. It's about the human cost of administrative indifference, the toll it takes on the lives of ordinary citizens, the impact it has on a city's social fabric. No discernibly accountable authority exists to remedy citizens' grievances, marking a blatant mishandling of administrative positions. Yet hope remains. The people of Chandigarh deserve better, and they will not rest until they achieve it. Change is the need of the hour. As we delve deeper into the issue, the severity of the problem becomes all too clear. The restriction on selling partial shares in a house has not only created a liquidity crisis, but it has also given rise to a plethora of problems that are affecting the lives of ordinary citizens in unimaginable ways. Let's take a moment to understand the profound impact of this decision. It has left many families grappling with educational funding for their children, managing loan repayments and debt, and even raising funds for their children's weddings. Not to mention the hardships faced by senior citizens and individuals dealing with medical challenges. The restriction has essentially trapped valuable assets, making them inaccessible when most needed. But the question remains, who is accountable for this situation? The answer, unfortunately, seems to be no one. There is no discernible authority that the citizens can turn to for redressal of their grievances. This marks a blatant mishandling of administrative positions. In an administrative setup, where the welfare of the citizens should be of utmost importance, this indifference is indeed surprising. The gravity of the situation calls for drastic measures. The penalties for the administration for such a decision should consider life imprisonment or even capital punishment. This might sound harsh, but we must remember that the impact of their decision is far-reaching, affecting the lives of millions of citizens. As we look towards the future, we hope for a change. In the event of setbacks for the ruling party, one hopes for a resurgence of reason among leaders. We hope that they will take cognizance of the issues faced by the citizens of Chandigarh and work towards addressing them effectively. We believe that the leaders can enhance governance nationwide by learning from this situation. They need to understand that the welfare of the citizens should always be the priority, and decisions that impact them adversely should be reconsidered. In the event of setbacks for the ruling party, one hopes for a resurgence of reason among leaders, fostering the addressing of the issue and the enhancement of governance nationwide.
भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, है खुदा है कहाँ रे तू, है सुना तू भटके भगवान